Welcome, Burton Middle School, family, students, and staff. I'm Michael Perez, the principal at Burton Middle School, and I want to welcome you to our virtual orientation. We are so excited that you are going to be a part of this 2021 school year. We're excited for all the new ways of learning that we are about to go through together. And so in this video, you will learn some of the details that will help us get through the 2021 school year very successfully. Joining me in this video is going to be Mr. Dennis Branson, the principal at Westwood Middle School, along with Mr. Bill Martin at Riverside Middle School. Together, we are going to go over the details that we have in order to be successful this year and some of the outline or details that the district has given us in order to ensure that we are meeting your son or daughter's educational needs. Right now, I'm going to go over a brief agenda of what this video will be covering. First, we're going to cover the fact that we are 100% virtual learning for the first 9 weeks here at GRPS. Second, we're going to go over the one-to-one technology that will be distributed to all of our families to ensure that we can successfully complete virtual learning. Thirdly, we're going to cover the online platforms that we will be using, such as Schoology, for some pilot schools such as Burton and Westwood, along with the G Suite or Google Classroom and other Google tools and resources that we have. We will go over the daily and weekly schedules that will be mailed out shortly to you so that your son or daughter can prepare for the upcoming school year. We will also detail some of the assessments that we will be covering. The requirements for attendance will also be covered, along with grading, and how we will be meeting special education needs. We will also cover how we will address the English language learners that are here in many of our cultural centers. We'll talk about the meal sites that we will have available to you and the families of GRPS. And ultimately, we will go over some ways that we can support you as parents and the primary educators of your sons and daughters. We are very excited to take on this new challenge and this new endeavor of online learning. I hope you are excited to partner with us so that we can be successful. But without further ado, here are the Redhawk principals. Mr. Branson will now begin to review the distance learning plan overview for 6 through 12 at GRPS.
So I'm going to discuss the virtual learning platform. So 100% of the first 9 weeks of school starting August 25th and ending October 21st will be 100% online. Some schools, such as Burton and Westwood, will be piloting the Schoology learning platform, but we still will be utilizing other resources such as Zoom and Google Classroom. So the virtual learning will continue as we look to the state to gauge what phase we are during the whole COVID process. So we know for sure the first 9 weeks of our school year will be virtual.
Mr. Martin will now describe the one-to-one technology as well as device distribution.
Welcome back. This is Mr. Martin. I'm going to discuss with you the online learning technology that you'll be using. It is important to note that all students must re-enroll with the district in order to receive their technology. You can enroll at enroll.grps.org, and once you do so, you will receive instructions from the district via email or a letter asking you to pick up your device and tells you when and where. The distribution sites for the devices will take place from August 17th to October 23rd. The regional distribution sites will be GR Ford, City, Harrison, Burton Middle School, 1340 Thomas. That's formerly the Campus Early Childhood Center. The dates are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Once again, students and families who do not have access to the above should contact 616-301-1111 for instructions on how to determine if GRPS device distribution is a solution for you or not. Thank you.
Hello, Mike Perez, Burton Middle School Principal. I will be covering the online learning platforms that the comprehensive middle schools will be using. So all of the middle schools, Westwood, Riverside, Burton, and Elger will be using Google Suites. Google Suites, many of you are already familiar with, such as Google Classroom, Google Sites, YouTube. All of those we will continue to use. Many, or all of our teachers are very well versed with that program, and we'll definitely be using that throughout the learning or distance learning time, the first 9 weeks and as we continue on. 2 schools will be piloting a new program that will collaborate or works with the Google Suites as well as other resources that we have here in the district for our students. That program is called Schoology. Schoology will be a one-stop shopping for all students that will incorporate Synergy. It will incorporate Google Suites, again, as well as other resources that we have for our students. You will receive information regarding that in the upcoming days from Westwood and Burton Middle School. Mr. Branson will now start to cover the daily schedule Monday through Friday for synchronous and asynchronous learning.
So I'm going to talk about our schedule. First, synchronous learning is that one-to-one interaction with the teacher in that classroom setting, of course remotely, either through Schoology or any kind of the other Google platforms, possibly even Zoom. So that's that 9 to 12, hey, I'm in front of the teacher learning time. Asynchronous learning is the office hours, where I may not be in a classroom setting remotely, but I might be communicating with my teacher via email or some other means to get that learning support. So as you can see, Monday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., we're going to have synchronous learning for hours 1, 2, and 3. And then in the afternoon, we'll transition to teacher office hours where students can get support. And also, there is an hour of planning time so instructors can have a moment to plan for the rest of the day or the rest of the week. On Tuesdays, students will take their 4th, 5th, and 6th hours, again from 9 until 12, with 2 hours in the afternoon for office hours and teacher planning time. Wednesday will again be hours 1, 2, and 3, again from 9 until noon. And Thursday will be hours 4, 5, and 6, again from 9 a.m. until noon. Friday, students might engage in taking student assessments, or there might be some asynchronous learning support, meaning they may not necessarily be face-to-face with the teacher, but they are still able to reach out and get supports when needed. There might be some additional professional learning that takes place with our staff or some meeting, but kids still should be engaged with their schoolwork Monday through Friday each day.
As Mr. Branson just explained, we are going to be full synchronous learning. With that being said, attendance is mandatory. The expectation is that all students log on to their Chromebooks or their device at 9 o'clock in the morning. Classes will start from 9 until noon. That is the expectation, and that is the attendance piece that will be reported in Synergy throughout the first 9 weeks. Which brings me to assessments and grading. Grades will be given out at the end of the first 9 weeks, just like they were the first 3 marking periods last year before COVID hit. Attendance is mandatory. Grades will be given based on what the student does in the classroom synchronously. And there will be assessments along the way given by the individual teachers to figure out where the students are, if they need more enrichment, or if they need some academic support in their classes.
Mr. Perez will now review the special education as well as English language learning. I'm Mike Perez, and I will be covering the special education as well as the English language learners. For special education, all accommodations are going to go on and continue, and we're going to continue to provide those to each and every one of our students that is in need. So the instructions for that will be given both synchronously and asynchronously. IEPs will be revised to reflect the students' needs following assessments. IEPs will be offered, or conferences will be offered via phone conference or other digital platforms. And if there's other face-to-face requirements needed to complete those IEPs, all schools will be able to accommodate parents in order to make sure that we are fully implementing your son or daughter's IEP. We will be adhering to the IDEA, Michigan Administrative Rules and CARES Act governance, as well as the guidance being provided by the Michigan Department of Education as it pertains to special education. As for our English language learners, we will be ensuring ongoing academic and achievement for all of our ELL students by promoting English language proficiency through meaningful instruction. And what that means basically is we have many ESL certified teachers in all of our buildings, and they will be assisting other teachers as well as implementing into their own lessons all of the ELL requirements in order to effectively instruct your son or daughter.
Hey, I'm going to talk about the meal sites. All GRPS students will have an opportunity to receive a breakfast and lunch each school day. So starting August 24th, grab-and-go meal sites will be every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 12 p.m. until 1:30 p.m. So every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 12 to 1:30, that is when students can access a breakfast or lunch. Now, where they get those meals are at different locations throughout the district. Alger Middle School, Buchanan, Burton, Campus, Cesar Chavez, City High, Dickinson, East Leonard, GR Ford, CA Frost High, Harrison, Kent Hills, Ottawa Hills, Sherwood, Sibley, and Westwood are all designated grab-and-go meal sites.
Mike Perez here. I'm going to go over parent empowerment and basically how we partner with you, your son or daughter's primary educator. And so we're going to go over that, and thanks for sticking with us throughout this entire orientation. I know it's very unorthodox, but we're glad that you took the time to review this because there's a lot of important information. And perhaps the most important information is going to be how we partner together. And so we're going to give you some of those details. You can see some of the details here on screen on how you can communicate with us. So parents, if you have any questions, as always, the first stop would be reach out to your son or daughter's teacher. Typically, they will have the answers that you need, and if not, they can usually guide you to the next person or the person who would have that question, and that may save you some time versus going through a whole bunch of numbers. So first contact your son or daughter's teacher. Then you can reach out specifically to the building. So for my Burton parents, please reach out to Burton Middle School. You can call the main office at 616-819-2269. Ms. Rule will absolutely direct you to where you need to go and help you out with whatever questions you may have. In addition, you'll see some other information as to who you can contact if you are in need of tech support. So we have a lot of new online platforms and old ones. So we'll have Google Classroom, Schoology, Seesaw for some of you parents who have students in both elementary and middle school. That number is 616-301-1111, or you can email at Distance Learning Help Desk, all one word, at grps.org, and you'll have that here. We will also place those details on our Facebook page. You'll have access to that information there. If you need support with student engagement, you can go to the Parent University, go to parents.grps.org. You all are in need of, or your son or daughter is in need of some social emotional learning, you can go back to parents.grps.org. If you are in need of translation or interpretation, you can contact our EL office at 616-819-2129. And then for family support services such as KSSN, questions regarding 504 plans or IEPs, please contact 616-819-2185. Again, wrapping up, I'm very, very excited to come alongside each and every one of you, come alongside the parents, come alongside the students, as well as the staff at Burton and throughout all of GRPS. We are really excited to see where this new endeavor is going to take us. It's exciting to be a part of something that is the first. This is the first time that we've ever started a school completely distance learning during a pandemic. So we are all learning, and we should all be gracious as we go through this process. I'm excited to partner with each and every one of you parents. So again, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to Burton Middle School. To me, my email is perezm@grps.org, and I can help you whatever way I can. Really excited to be a part of this. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.